People seem to think that the new year automatically transforms you. New year, new me. But in reality, you are exactly the same person, simply rebranded with new goals. The same person with the exact same behaviors and the exact same modes of operation. Because of this, if you did not reach your New Year's resolutions last year, the likelihood of you reaching them this year is extremely low. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys 3 tips that you can implement in order to actually achieve your New Year's resolutions and make this year your year. The first tip I have for you starts at the very beginning. It isn't about the execution of your goals and resolutions, but it's about crafting a resolution that will keep you motivated rather than disheartened. You need to create a realistic, yet just challenging enough resolution. Let me give you an example. We all have times where we write completely unrealistic to-do lists for our days. And these to-do lists don't envision taking breaks, they don't envision fluctuations in your energy and motivation levels, and they don't even envision taking time to eat. We create to-do lists as if we constantly operated in the most optimal conditions. Yet in most cases, we don't even get to all of the to-do list items, let alone half of them. This ultimately makes us feel deflated. Like we didn't do enough. Most of us create New Year's resolutions in exactly the same way. We create them as if we could suddenly go from someone who has never worked out before to someone who is working out 5 times a week now. And this is way too demanding of ourselves. Although it is great that we are motivated, it is important that we set a goal that will maintain that level of motivation. So tip number 1 is ultimately just to create realistic goals for yourself. And this doesn't mean that you shouldn't challenge yourself. You should always challenge yourself. But it's just important that you're setting a goal that is realistic so that you can stay motivated towards that goal. One great way to do this is to use the words build up to in your resolution. Instead of writing work out 5 times a week, say in 2024, I want to build up to working out 5 times a week. Maintaining a large lifestyle change without actually building up is almost entirely impossible. So this is a great way of avoiding that and actually being able to implement that lifestyle change that you want to. My next tip involves introducing you to a term that I may or may not have coined called sub-resolutions. Now, if you want to aim insanely large with your resolutions and not hold back whatsoever, that is entirely okay. I completely understand that sentiment. But you've got to remember that the resolution that you're setting is most oftentimes the final destination. But how the heck are you gonna get there? What steps are you gonna take? This is where those sub-resolutions come in. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Write out some important sub-resolutions you have to achieve in order to reach your main resolution. Think of specific benchmarks you have to hit and make them your sub-resolutions. And most importantly, be just as excited about those sub-resolutions. The journey is what will get you to your destination after all. Be as detailed as possible for yourself so that the barrier to entry is extremely small and you can just go ahead and tackle that first sub-resolution. And before you know it, you'll be reaching your big main resolutions. My last tip comes down to be the most important tip of all. And this tip is reflection. Reflect on what did not work for you in 2023 and what steps you're gonna take to avoid that. Without reflection, you're going to make the same mistakes that prevented you from accomplishing and reaching your resolutions the year prior. Really pay attention to what behaviors were not serving you in 2023 and we're stopping you from reaching your goals. Lastly, don't put too much pressure on yourself. We are all learning and growing together, so let's support each other in this journey. Let me know in the comments what's one thing that you plan on achieving next year and how you plan to do that. And then let's also curate a supportive environment where we're all helping each other to reach those goals. As a reminder, modifications of any of this advice is totally welcomed. You are doing something you can do, and that deserves praise. I hope you were able to find the little list of takeaways given the lifestyle you live and the conditions that you face. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the flippity flop.